History.m4v news. Tonight we're going to take a look at a battle between the Native Americans and white settlers that happened 200 years ago in this very spot. Many of you know this as Fallen Timber Shopping Center of today. However, tonight we will look back 200 years ago and discover what really happened at this place.
Here I am walking up to the Fallen Timbers Memorial Park. This park is located just west of present-day Maumee, Ohio. The park is easily accessible by everyone, and there is no cost for admission. At the site, you can see several different monuments that describe what took place during and after the battle. I will explain the significance of these monuments, as well as how each monument helps to retell the story of the battle.
As you heard earlier, we're going to take a step back in time and look at the Battle of Fallen Timbers. The battle took place in the early spring of 1795, with General Anthony Wayne leading his troops against Native American forces. General Anthony Wayne would march from almost near Defiance to this area, and he would battle with the Indians. And the reason it's called Fallen Timbers, or the Battle of Fallen Timbers, is because a tornado had recently swept through this area and knocked a whole bunch of trees down. The Indians would try to use these fallen timbers as protection from Mad Anthony and his troops. However, Anthony Wayne was such a battle-driven soldier that he trained his troops so well that they had no problem defeating the Indians, and the battle lasted only an hour. After the battle, they went south to Greenville, which is west of present-day Dayton, Ohio, and they began to negotiate all winter long to figure out who was going to get what land and what the Indians were going to have to do, where they would have to move, and so forth.
That is some of the background knowledge and history of the battle itself. Now, we will take a look at a couple different monuments, as well as some of the physical features of the area that the soldiers had to face while fighting the Native Americans.
Over my right shoulder you can see a monument of Chief Little Turtle, who led the Miamis, Potawatomis, and Ottawa Indians against Mad Anthony, who's in the center of the monument here at Fallen Timbers and in present-day Maumee. As you can see behind me, all the beautiful trees have started to grow back from that 200 years ago, the tornado that took place here. And you can see how beautiful it is now, and just imagine that 215 years ago there were dead bodies and soldiers laying all over the place from having just fought with each other. Now, here is the bridge that leads back to that modern-day shopping center of Fallen Timbers, where everybody can shop, eat, and have a great evening. Again, this represents that 200 years ago there was a battle here. This is from the past to the present, a linkage of Ohio history. This battle was important because if the Americans would not have beaten the Native Americans, then the Midwestern states, it would have been a long time before things would open up. America was spreading out and growing, and they needed this elbow room in this area to grow. This is Turkey Foot Rock, where it is according to legend that Chief Turkey Foot rallied his troops from this rock, and he would be killed standing on this rock. And for many years after his death, the tribesmen would bring tobacco and offerings to this rock to please the Great Spirit. Another difficulty that the soldiers and warriors faced was this tree known as the honey locust. It has thorns that are 2.5 inches long. Could you imagine running into this tree or trying to climb up or hide behind it and getting one of these stabbed in you? It wouldn't feel good.
Something that I found interesting was the memorial to the Native Americans. The memorial remembers all the Indians who fought at the battle. It is important to remember all the Native Americans who fought for their freedom.
Here we are at the bottom of the monument and at the bottom of the battlefield. If you look up there, you can see the monument, and as you look around, you can see all the thicket and all the weeds and the natural growing flowers that you would have to battle through in order to fight your enemy. The Indians were great at hiding and blending in with the natural layout.
I hope that through this video segment you have learned that Fallen Timbers is not just a shopping center. It was the site of a very famous battlefield. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.